Hey, what up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? It is 1:41 on June 13th, and I am your girl, Nina Capone. I'm here today for a quick 10 minutes of talk. I didn't get an opportunity to jump on this morning, so I didn't want to go the whole day without jumping on and sharing this very important information with you guys. So, y'all know we got 10 minutes. Then we gonna jump right into, so I'm live here on the station, but we are gonna jump into DJ 7 next. He is in the mix, so make sure y'all stay tuned after this. But right now I wanted to get into a topic about what's going on with advertising and regulations and things like that. So this particular episode, this is season 2, episode 8 of 10 minutes to talk, navigating 2024's new ad regulations and data privacy rules. Of course, with your one and only Nina Capone. So first of all, what's good with everybody? I hope everybody's well and excited and doing what you do. For my business owners, I hope you're making progress this year, but there are a lot of changes and I want to jump right into it. So, again, you are tuned in to Industries Radio. We got to go ahead and put the shameless plug out there. So we're going to dive into a deep topic, for me, that's affecting influencers and small business owners alike. So what there has been is an increased regulation of compliance requirements in advertising and data privacy. So it's 2024 and things are shifting really, really fast. So I want to just jump into it. So first up, let's talk about the changes themselves. If you're not aware, governments and platforms have introduced stricter regulations that we all need to pay attention to, right? So whether you're an influencer making bank with sponsored content or a small business owner hustling to get your brand out there, these new rules are something that you just can't ignore. So, with that being said, um, let's talk about influencers first. So let's shift over to influencers and let's talk about that. Um, it's real out here. It's really real, and it's time to get real about the sponsored post that you put out there. The new regulations mean you've got to navigate a maze of rules that make sure you're disclosing everything properly, okay? So I know a lot of people heard me talk about this for the last few years. This is something that's been in the works heavy, and it is now here and it's happening. That's right. No more slipping through a quick ad and or a quick sponsor at the end of your post and say, hey, this is sponsored by, we over there. That's not happening no more, okay? You will be kicked off. You will be fined. You got to be upfront. You got to be clear with your audience about when you're getting paid to promote something. There's no more, oh, I'm just going to put this out there, say it on the fly, blah, blah, blah. That's over. Now you need to address and say, hey, this post is sponsored by, or we're promoting X, Y, and Z. Okay? It's not just a thing that they're saying, hey, you have to do. It's the law. Okay? So, this can definitely impact your sponsorship deals. So if you're somebody that's built your brand, your influential brand off of sponsors, you have to be mindful that brands are going to be more cautious about how they partner with you, making sure everything is above board. They don't want no mistakes. So the hustle just got really real. It's all crucial and to really maintain your transparency and keep your audience trust. Because as soon as that, someone reported or say something, or anything can happen to take you back to a place where now they're looking at you sideways, right? So, with that being said, we want to make sure that we're on point with everything that we need to be on point with as advertisers, marketers, influencers, and so forth, right? So, I need coffee. I'm going to run out of breath. I haven't done this in a while. And I have another podcast tonight. So, here we are. Next, we want to get on to our small business owners. Small business owners. Listen up. This is for you. A lot of small business owners ask me, how does this affect them? These new regulations mean that you need to ensure all of your advertising, if you are dealing with so a person that's not professional doing your advertising, they don't know these laws, they're not familiar with this, then you need to hire a professional advertising and marketing agency ASAP. Okay, don't risk it. So excuse me. These ensure all your advertising and data collection practices. That's right, I said data collection practices are squeaky clean. If you have a website and you're collecting any type of data, then you need to make sure that it's being done correctly, it's being housed correctly, it's being encrypted correctly. Okay? This means reviewing your privacy policies. I've been on websites and I've been to companies that don't even have a privacy policy. Get it together. Make sure you're getting your proper consent for any data that you collect. You cannot just collect data because you want to. You must get the proper consent. And being transparent on how you use this data. That's the key. How are you going to use my information? You need to let your customers, your audience, know how you're going to be using this data. That's very important. And again, it's not just something that they came up with, it's the law. So, yes, I agree. It's more work, no doubt. Definitely going to be more work. But keeping things legit will save you a lot of headaches and fines down the road for sure, right? So, what we got next? I know the big question is going to be, what should you be doing right now? So this is the fun part, this is the reason why I do these podcasts. This is the reason why 10 Minutes of Talk exists. So, I need you to listen close. First and foremost, stay informed about regulatory changes. If you don't know what that means, write it down, Google it, look up regulatory changes for advertising for small businesses. Look it up. You need to know regulatory changes that affects influencers, regulatory changes that affects social media managers, marketers. I don't care what you do. If you're doing any kind of advertising of any kind, any sort, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a party promoter or comedy show promoter, it doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you're doing it right. This isn't something you can just set it and forget it and be like, all right, I got something in place, post this to my website or post this or put this. No. Regulations evolve, okay? So they're always changing and you need to be on top of these changes at all times. If you don't stay on top of this, then you can definitely potentially be fined. So what you need to do is subscribe to industry newsletters, join relevant forums, maybe even consider like getting a legal consultant to make sure that you're compliant. Compliance matters, okay? This is not something that you want to just drop down to the wayside and be like, all right, well, we did it once. We ain't gonna worry about it. Going back to it. You need to stay on top of it at all times. Because for me, when I go to bed at night, by the time I wake up at 6 a.m., there's a new regulatory law or change in place, and I need to know what's going on at all time because both of my companies involve advertising and marketing, and I need to make sure that I know what's going on so I don't risk any nightmares. Next, you need to ensure compliance in all your marketing efforts. Everything that you do to market, you need to make sure that you're compliant. I see a lot of organizations out here trying to market. They don't have a marketing team. They're using their staff who's not knowledgeable of marketing to do a lot of their marketing, which causes conflict because you're putting something on them that they cannot be legally responsible to do, putting your own company at risk. This means checking and double checking that your ads, whether they're on social media, because we tend to not think that those are ads for some reason. You need to make sure that those ads on social media, ads on your website, or anywhere else that you put them meet all the requirements of advertising. Advertising is no joke, okay? It's not about posts. It's bigger than that. Yes, you can get in a world of trouble, so make sure you're doing it right. And don't forget about data privacy laws, okay? Data privacy. Make sure you're transparent with your customers about how you're collecting and using their data. I know we've all seen this a million times, and we want to say, well, that don't apply to me, or we don't even do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If they sign into anything on your side, if they visit your website, then listen, you need to have that privacy policy in place, that data privacy in place. You need to have all these things in place, okay? Um, Next, educate your team. Educate your team, okay? Educating your team is the best thing that you can do. If you don't have time to go keep up with all of this stuff, figure out who you're working with, or look at your team and say, hey, I'm going to send you to a training. I want you to learn what's going on here so I don't make any mistakes, okay? This isn't just a top down thing. So it's not just management should know or the CEO should know. This is something that everyone in your organization needs to know. Everyone in your business needs to understand these new regulations and how they can impact their work. It's that important. You want to do things like host training sessions for your staff. So even if you're the person going to learn, or let's say you select one person who's going to kind of be the compliance manager. I know in small businesses that doesn't seem realistic, but we're just in a time where that is very realistic and you need to do it. So host training sessions, send out updates via email. I don't care if it's weekly or, send it out in your newsletters. Make compliance a part of your company's culture. It's very important to do so. We live in a time where it can cost you if you don't do it. I know that's a lot, you guys. I know that's a lot, but look, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm just not done. It's a little more. Okay? So it might seem like a lot, but remember, staying compliant isn't just about avoiding fines. Okay? You still need to worry about building trust with your audience or your customers, making sure that they understand that what you're doing is delivering transparency and honesty, because that definitely can grow your business in a way. With a loyal following and sustainable business, you can make a lot of money, but you want to make sure that you're being very transparent. I think that's it. I think I got it all out in my 10 minutes. So let's literally try to stay on top of compliance, regulations, things like that. I will be building out a compliance. Actually, I post a lot on advertising compliance on my my biz consulting website, where we put out our monthly newsletter, which includes lots of information on compliance, far as advertising, Google, and a few other things as well. So you have a second, stop by mybizconsulting.net, get your read on real quick, gather a little information if possible, so you can kind of have an idea of where you should be and what you should be doing when it comes down to advertising. And that's it for now. That's a wrap for today. Well, for now, because I will be back on air at 8 p.m. Actually, no, we're doing a podcast tonight. I don't think we're going to go live on air, but feel free to join in on the podcast. It's the Respect the Hustle, where I'll be kind of giving you guys an update on the station's website and so much more. So stay tuned, stay compliant, and remember, In the Streets Radio is here to keep you informed and empowered. This is Nina Capone signing off. 10 minutes to talk. Keep hustling, stay real, and always stay in the streets. You already know. And y'all have a wonderful day. See y'all on the flip side.